Okay, so as I shared with you all this morning, and John, you can sit here with me when you're available. So got a good story for you. So remember this morning, I had this story, and I was going to tell you about when John saved a life. He saved a lot of lives, and so he's going to share this story with you about when he saved a life in Hawaii, and it's just a really cool metaphor for who you are and where we're going. So go ahead and share.
Well, I try to always keep my eyes out for people in distress that might need help, and I was focused on my kids at that time. But I saw this girl just beeline it. Long story short,
At the beach in the
out
ocean.
in the water, in the ocean, in this beautiful bay on Kauai, and I have to breathe. And she had a floaty, one of those rescue floaties, right, that you can just grab right there. So she ran out, dove in the water, gave it to this guy that was just losing his stuff. And she gave it to him, but she swam back in. And I saw the guy kind of floating out to sea because currents are very strong. You have to have a lot of respect for Mother Ocean. And so I was like, well, she did the first part of the job. I guess I got to do the rest of the job, because I just felt compelled, and I had my flips there too, big long flippers. Otherwise, I would not have gone in. And so I just grabbed them, and I got in there and used my flips, and I felt fairly confident. I'm a fairly good swimmer for a dry lander, but got out there, and I was like, dude, just relax, and grabbed a string. Luckily, there's a long string on there, because you never go towards a drowning person. Otherwise, they take you down with them. So I just said remain calm and just breathe, relax. He was exhausted. I don't know how long he was out there, but he was out there for quite a long time. And I just pulled him back to shore, and the guy was done. He just collapsed on the beach, and he was out. And he's lived there for like 20 years, and nothing like that ever happened to him. He just went for a swim after a long day of work, and Mother Ocean was trying to take him. And yeah, no big deal. Yeah, another day in the...
Just another day at the beach.
Day of a beach bum in Hawaii.
He needed a workout because he sits around a lot at the beach like I do. So anyway, I just thought that was a cool story because why? Why do you think that's a cool story? How does that relate? Does that relate to who you are and what you do with your clients? So your client could be like treading water, not surviving on their own, almost drowning, and like someone ran out and gave them a little bit. Like maybe, I'm just making this up, like gave them like a 5-week course or gave them like a taste or something, right? And then John was like, no, that guy's going down. And he was, and he didn't get sucked into the rescue. He didn't get sucked into the guy who was almost drowning, right? How like that codependent Coley, right? It's like we would get sucked in and get pulled down and we would die. So it's like then he was the stronger one and he breathed and he swam out. And I just thought that was a cool story. The how it relates to us as coaches and mentors, and I thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
You changed that man's life. I mean, that could have gone either way. So I just felt inspired to share that. Was that helpful? Yeah. Life is so precious, and you never know when it's your time. So now I want to invite a few of my clients I've had the pleasure of working with over the last year, and this is a time for you to just get inspired and look within them. All of us are up here are mirrors for you. So I want to call the women that are going to come up. You know who you are. Just come on up. That would be. And then I need that mic. And then you're going to do the live stream. So I know that Jillian needs to go on the corner here. Sorry. I'm going to sit here. And then I know that... here, Carolyn. Carolyn, you can come here. Yeah. And then Jill here, and then Jillian. Okay, so look at this beautiful. I want to take a look at this. Look at these beautiful ladies. You look good up there. Wow, 8 of you. Oh, what a pleasure. Okay, so my intention today is to breathe, and so this is just that part where it's like, I want to show you what's possible. And I've had the pleasure of working with many of these women over the last couple of days and just seeing the transformation that's happened in the last couple of days, let alone the last year or 6 months. So what I'm going to do is because we're such a big group, we're going to be a little bit leaner on our words and focus on our time. So I'm going to start with Jillian because she's our photographer and she's working today. So, so Jillian, so I would just want everyone to you can introduce your name, which you've already shared, and then just so you know what to say. Where were you before? I think you already shared it, but it'd be fun to hear again, and especially
Okay.
for my video.
I'll
Where
try
were
to
you
keep it
before, and what happened as a result?
So my name's Jillian Hunter, and hopefully my redness, I'll feel it go up. So
Yeah.
it's just something I'm working on. So anyway, well, my biggest blocks, can I talk about that?
Please.
Well, and I mentioned this yesterday, was that I knew I wanted to be bigger, make more money, connect with more people, but I didn't see a path in how to get there. So that was a big thing, is not having a path. And that it was totally out of reach, that I didn't deserve it. And I thought that, oh, well, those are the rich people. I'm never going to be one of those people. That's totally a thing that I think I'm still working on. But and that it never can happen to me. Yeah. So, and the other block that I mentioned yesterday was just living my parents' money story, which is where the rich people thing came from, I think. So those were huge, and I think there are a ton of other blocks too, but I'll keep it short.
Okay. Okay.
But now, after working with Amanda, I signed up for the course after just being a photographer. I was just a photographer. I wasn't writing things down, but those 3 days changed my life, and then the last year and a half have changed even more. And I signed up for her year program, Mastermind,
Yeah.
right? Money Core Mastermind.
Yeah.
And I just did all of the work and the note cards and the affirmations, and they totally do work, making your thoughts, thinking your thoughts. And so I totally know I deserve money now. I know there are plenty of clients out there for me and for everyone, and that I'm worth it, and then I see my value and I own my value. And I think my biggest thing was stepping into my prices. That was really hard for me, just owning it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so here I am, owning it.
Yeah.
And I'm still on a journey, I feel like.
Yeah.
And coming to these events is, sorry.
It's amazing. You're on a journey. And so what was because it's always important when you're working with your clients to share the results. So as you shared yesterday,
Yeah.
how did your income increase?
So, I went that first year, before Amanda, I was about between 50 and 60, and then last year, 211. So,
Pretty good.
kind of a small
Yeah.
difference.
It's pretty good. Woohoo! Thank you, Jillian! Woohoo!
It was awesome.
Thank you. Okay, might as well just go down the line here. Thank
Hi,
you, Jillian.
everybody.
You rocked.
She's taking pictures.
Okay.
Taking more
Yeah.
pictures.
Back to work.
I'm Gretchen Harnick,
Sorry.
and my business is Pattern to Plan, and I support fashion startups and fashion entrepreneurs to build their businesses. And before I found Amanda, and before we started working together, I was trying all kinds of short courses online. And I think that I thought the tools were my problem, so I was taking countless short courses. And I knew that I needed strategy, and I needed the bigger picture, and I also really wanted to work with someone long-term, and I just couldn't find it, and I couldn't figure out how to find that person. And I found Amanda through a guided visualization, and that really spoke to me as well, because I'm also a yoga teacher. And when we started working together, I had classes on my business website that I was selling for $29 and $49, and I immediately took those off. And I've since I put together a 6-month program and charging $6,000 for that, and I have clients in it. I set up an application on my website, so it allows me to really understand and get to know my client and connect with them more. So it's become more of an intimate moment and experience for me as a business coach, and not just again, like practical kind of business strategy type of thing. So it's more, I've developed closer relationships with my clients as a result.
You also mentored 15.
Yes, so I've also mentored 15 fashion designers who won trade show booth space in Paris. It's one of the biggest trade shows in the world, and I mentored them. And then I've interviewed them and created a podcast asking them what their growth had been, not only in working with me, but in exhibiting at the trade show. And then I was able to use that material and putting together an entirely new course.
So she used that as marketing. She used that she was already doing this with client or students. And then we said, okay, well, how can we reach more people? So we helped you establish more expert and credibility and use those interviews where you weren't thinking about doing that before. And then that then positioned her as, wow, look at what she's doing. And she had all these great success stories.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I've also been able to lessen the dependency on my part-time job. It was a full-time job. I'm a full-time professor, and now I'm a part-time professor, and I'm even loosening again the grip on that reliable kind of professor position to build my business. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Cool. Well done. What is your favorite thing about working with me? I mean, these guys are still, some of them are still 6 months in. So
Yeah.
what would you say is what is best about coaching with me?
Well, that you remember things. That you listen, that you see me, that you listen, and that you remember things, and that you're so supportive and encouraging, and you always have new ideas. You always have new ideas. For my
Entrepreneur, isn't it?
business.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have these awesome strategic ideas for you.
Yeah.
And they work, and they translate, and you're charging $23 on your website, and now you're closing $6,000 deals.
Yep.
And she has an amazing she lives in France, and you actually moved to Saint-Tropez, and you even went to China.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went to
Hated
China.
every minute of it.
Yep. Went to China and Japan in January and taught a course in China, and now I live in Saint-Tropez, France. So
Well done.
Yeah, come
Woohoo! Thank you. And also, thank you, Jill, or thank you, Gretchen. So Jill is my latest little project.
I'm the newbie. I'm the baby. It's been 3 weeks.
She's been my baby, and I had her up here because she's had tremendous results, and she so go ahead, Jill. Where were you before, and then what has happened since? And she's been like 2 weeks in, so.
Has anyone ever been on a roller coaster?
Yeah.
I have made the six-figure income only to plunge down to four figures, back up to six, down to five, back and forth. Just to fast forward, I have gone from owning 4 properties to living in a friend's second bedroom, to living in an abandoned building, to living back in a normal house again. So I've really gone up and down throughout my life searching for the answer. I was married for 20 years, and it took me some time to leave that relationship, and I left after 20 years with 4 suitcases and 2 brown towels, which I love those brown towels, don't know why. I just love those. And started over, moved in with a friend, then moved into a studio and worked my way back. I left a company of 11 years. I gifted that. I gifted 3 of the 4 properties. Took no child support, no alimony, really started over. So here we are now, a couple years later. And Amanda's perfect because she is my mind out loud. In other words, my mind feels like it goes all over the place.
I'm your mind out loud?
Yes. With humor and grace and all of that. The incredible thing about Amanda is she'll say to you, "What do you want from me? What do you need?" And you tell her, and then boom, she brings it right back at you. So anyway, just be prepared. So in this 3-week period, so it's been like someone opening a fire hose and intaking all that information that fast in 3 weeks. So because of the coaching, I was in 2 groups. I didn't know what chapter, what month we were on, scrambling to catch up. And now I'm here. But in that 3-week period, I didn't realize till a couple days ago that I actually did have results. One, she told me to organize the dream trip I've always wanted to do, which is a girls' trip to Paris. I live in Europe part-time for the past 27 years, so a girls' trip to Paris with custom bra fitting and all that, and flirting 101 has always been my passion. So she said, boom, you've got to just create that trip and put it on your website. And I said, who's going to come? And she said, I don't care. Put it on the website. Yeah. So it is on the website.
I didn't say put it on the website. I said put it out to your warm leads and start closing some deals.
Oh, yeah, see, well, that's
Yeah.
the fire hose syndrome.
Yeah.
I got part of it.
Yeah, you did. You're doing great.
Also, because of the group that's involved with coaching mastermind, I don't even know what the groups are called.
We're
Whatever
just
the
call it
groups are
mastermind.
that are once a week, you had to really think about packages and coaching. I kept thinking, I don't really coach, but okay, I'll put 3 packages together. So one was the full concierge A to Z girls trip. 2, I kept having to overcome people that were couples or individuals contacting me. So I created a package for them. Look, I'll organize your vacation. It's cost plus a 20% service fee. And then 3, someone else came to me and said, well, I've traveled in Europe a lot. I just want an overview. I said, perfect. It's $500 for 1 to 2 hours of my time, and I will help you create a daily itinerary. So in fact, I created 3 packages. I've had 4 people come my way. 3 of them I closed. Woo! And in my world, I thought, oh, I didn't make very much money, but okay, it's a start. I made a few $1,000s. The key point is, it took me 3 hours to make the $3,000 and cost me absolutely nothing. So I thought I hadn't gone anywhere since our coaching, but I felt under pressure because we were coming here, and I was going to speak to Amanda again in a week. So anyway, it was just saying, shocking.
Yeah.
Good
I know.
start.
Says the woman who, I don't know if I'm a coach, who coached the only pro athlete in the Tour de France, was his coach.
Yeah, now I do realize
It's-
since
you
being
see
here,
yourself.
I do want to teach other people how to do logistics, how to run your own trip, wherever you want to go in the world. Bring your people. That is a no-brainer to me. Love coaching on that, love logistics on
Yeah.
that, so thank you. So since being here, I've created 3 more packages
Oh.
to train the leaders, to train the trainers.
Excellent. Welcome aboard. 3 weeks in.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah. I love it. Good job. So I've known Jamie we were really besties in about 12 years more. We could talk more about our history, but she is my really amazing success story, which you all have heard about. And now you get to meet her. And Jamie, share where you were before. And we all see
10
where
years
you are.
ago?
No, let's not go back that far. Like, in the last
Yeah.
year or so. And then, and where you are now. And we see where you are.
Yeah, I think I might go back a little bit further. But when Amanda first started her events, I saw her on stage, and I was still kind of hiding out in my massage therapy practice, also teaching yoga. And I was a photographer for her first event. And, she really called on me for some support too, like soul support. And when I saw her up there, I was like, wow, I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to be with these amazing women. I want to, I want that. And Amanda's just been so special. And so thank you for just like your leadership and stepping up from holding space for yoga students to holding space for leaders, global leaders. So since then, I changed all of my packages and my package pricing, and I started a group called Luxme, which means Light Me. It's called Luxme Collective, and I hold monthly gatherings for women.
You all need to go.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's really amazing, and it's
Oh,
just.
yeah.
Before doing any of this, I was really confused in the language and like, who am I? What do I do? I really didn't have inside. I knew, just like we are all special and we have so much to give, But I was so stuck in the, how do I do this? Or I need to find some support in like someone to do my website and the pictures and just like my logo. And I was
Which you're like so
stuck.
good at, like you're really good at.
I was so
Yeah,
stuck.
right.
I was
okay.
like,
We can. Okay, I'm sorry. You were so stuck.
no, I really
Yeah,
was. I
she
was just
was.
like, okay, what? Also, like support in, like even just hiring an assistant or someone that's really good at connecting links. Those were like really big steps for me. Or who are the, all my questions were like, who are the professionals that do this? And I didn't know how to get to the next level. And so since then, I changed my prices, and my one-on-one coaching is like $25,000 for my largest coaching. And that's
gets
like
it.
easy for me now to like just own it
Yeah.
because I know my value, and I work with so many people who've transformed their lives so magnanimously that I feel really honored, but I'm charging, like Amanda taught me, I'm charging what they're worth, it's not so, I got out of the way. Just be like, let's rock yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm going into like doing more online this year. I'll be doing online. I'm going to Peru for a month and a half, and I'm doing a retreat that I'm taking people to.
So let's just talk about the one that I've referenced in a lot of my marketing materials for this event was really what, we had a VIP day, probably, 2 months ago, it's all a blur, and we mapped out that we really did the math, your soul money goal, and then we came up, it was like all spiritual numbers, like 4K,
Yeah, 444,000.
Like the angels are with us.
108 souls.
And it came down to 108 when we did the math, so it was so cool. We'll tell that story later about all that cool stuff. And then what did Homegirl do in 1 month?
Oh, I made what I would usually make in 2 years. I made it in a month. So that's
And she rocked. I helped.
and it was easy. It was like with it was with my group, and then it was with 2 other clients. That's it.
Yes,
Two
it was.
clients.
Yeah, and I'll support you because I'm really good at remembering. I coached her around how to make an offer at her event, and I've gone to her event since its very first day, and so there was a big difference.
Yeah.
And she was in her power, and she's like, "You want me? You come up, meet me here. I'm not." She was in her power, and you were like commanding it, and I was like, couldn't even say bye to you because everyone was at the back of the room, like, I want in. Were you there? Yeah, I was like, later, Jamie, I got to go home and get the kids. Like, and she's just like, ching, ching, ching. It was so great. It was such a manifestation.
And but the part is like I sat down and did this amazing coaching with Amanda. I went home and I was like, I still kind of was like, well, how do I do this still? Like my brain was so stretched. Like those numbers were to me. And I meditated on it, and the message in my meditation was like, Jamie, you have devoted your entire life to, this level of integrity, and you hold spiritually people on a very high level, and you're just like being kind of flimsy, and then you're attracting these people that are not really, kind of wanting to be there and kind of not. And if you don't create a membership, how are they going to transform their lives? You can't transform anything without a commitment. So my message was like, you want to be the change, you call forward the commitment to others, and you are committed, so why not do it?
Finally, sunk on
That
in,
was
sunk
awesome.
on in.
So, yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you, Amanda.
Oh, thank
love
you.
you.
I love you. I'm so proud of you. Look at this side. My neck was getting tight. Hi.
Stretch
Welcome,
it out.
Carolyn. I know.
Hi.
Stretch it out.
Yeah, so I'm Carolyn Soldo. I'm a business coach for passion-based women entrepreneurs. I work with many health coaches and life coaches. I used to be a health coach for 5 years, and just about 2.5 years ago, I changed to business coaching. And I've had great success. My problem in business was never really the money, it was the time. At the end of last year, I was at a point where I literally was working 15 hours a day. I have 2 little boys, I have a husband, my marriage was not good, and I was just working, because I had my mentality of to keep that income coming, I have to hustle. I have to work hard, I have to play hard. So my big thing was always like, how can I maintain this? Because it wasn't maintainable anymore. My boys didn't see me. I wasn't working out. I gained like 15 pounds last year. Maybe I don't look it, but I don't feel good. I'm not eating right. And I started to really neglect, or maybe not neglect, but I didn't like my clients as much anymore because there was just so much, and I was trying to give, and they were taking. So my big thing was like, how can I make this easier? How can I create a business and a life I actually really love? And the other part of this was that I really wanted to have more connection. I was touching many people, but I was not able to really feel that connection with them because they were going in and out of 4-month packages with me. And after 4 months, I was just really reaching the tip of the iceberg with them. And then they were jumping onto maybe something else. And I had experienced 2 of my clients working with me for 8 months. And those clients were phenomenal. The love, the relationship, the results, the transformation they experienced was just amazing. So in January, I was thinking, how can I create this life? How do I change my business model, right? And how can I create that connection? So 2 things came up: event, connection, people, hugging people, having my clients there, and longer term programs. And I was thinking 9-month program. Now I'm thinking 12 months because I came here, I can do more, right? And so I looked out and thought, who can help me do that? And I've been following Amanda for maybe a year, maybe not even that long, but what stood out to me about her was you see coaches out there tell you that you have to hustle and you have to go hard and you have to do all this stuff and it's hard and difficult, and her message is very real. Her message is that you can have balance and there's love and there's authenticity behind it, and she's doing events. So I thought, I gotta talk to her. I gotta work with her. And so we did. We are working together. And my big result, I guess, first of all, I'm making more. I quadrupled my income. This year. I mean, that's not really even the big transformation. For me, it's really the vision I have for my business. So I'm rolling out a 12-month mastermind, which I'm going to be launching at my event. I'm actually realizing that I can do an event because I was scared to death. And honestly, I'm still kind of scared to death about doing it. But she's shown me that I can do it. So whenever I meet with Amanda, it's like you said, what do you want? What do you want? And I tell her, and it's just like, whoom, she gives it to you. It's strategic, it's hands-on. I can take action after every session I have with her. And so my event's coming together. I know it's in Miami. I know it's September 23rd to 25th. I know the theme. I know the content overall. Now I'm figuring out the flow has come together for me this week or this weekend. The biggest thing, though, is that I think I can do it. I think I can actually go on stage without passing out. And actually be there for 3 days without just falling over and not even standing up. So
That might happen, though.
It might still happen. If it happens,
one's-
just bring me back up.
Yeah,
I'll
you'll
come
be
back to
fine.
life.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's heart and mindset, and it's business. To me, she has the perfect combination.
Thank you. Yeah, so Carolyn, it was so fun for me to have Carolyn come in because I was like, that's where I was a couple of years ago, just like working so much, and I was choked in my business model, and I felt like an entrepreneurial slave. I was like, I didn't create this business so that it would own me, and I was just trapped in it. And then I created the event, and I created so much freedom with that, and that I was so exciting. I didn't realize that you wanted to actually have an event before you talked to me. Because I was all on our call, I was like, here's the plan, do an event.
And I'm like, that's what I'm here for.
And that's so perfect. Yeah, I showed her the plan, like what her next steps could be. So, and she's doing it, and I'm so excited. Congrats. Thank you. Yay!
Hi, everybody. My name is Shakti, and I have lived a fairly unorthodox life, which I won't go into at this moment in time. Before I met Amanda and came here, I had started a school in 2004, which is still in existence. And then in 2008, I went back to school because I decided I wanted to work with people in a different way. Fast forward, I now am a licensed clinical social worker and a transformation life coach. So I currently have practice doing those 2 things. And I also have been graced with many things in my life, one of which is that I currently work because I want to, not because I have to. And I have been there. I have worked my butt off at starting my own company. And when I decided that I wanted to work again, I knew that I couldn't do that. And so I was intentionally working like part-time because I also have children and I wanted a more balanced lifestyle. And so anyway, in August, my husband and I found a home that basically we were told we had to buy and move to. And so we took this giant leap of faith, and it was a huge amount of money for me to spend, and it completely threw me into lack. And I have done a lot of work around money, and so I was really surprised when it came up, and immediately what started was like, oh my God, you haven't been working hard enough, you're so bad, like, it's all your fault, all this stuff. I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. And so I was totally in this, like, really bad, like Amanda calls it, fear storm. And I was praying. I was like, I need help. Please, God, help me. And I just happened to be like waiting for something. And so I was just scrolling Facebook and I saw a post that Amanda had put on B School. And it spoke to me. And then the funny part was that it was like for one of her calls, right? She was talking about earlier, her free calls. And I had missed the call by an hour. And I thought, oh, crap. And then I thought, well, then I had to take a chance. Like, well, maybe there's a replay, right? I just have to, like, reach out. I mean, I could have just at that point said, oh, I guess I suck and I missed the call. But I didn't. I texted her. I left her a little message underneath. And sure enough, she's like, yeah, listen to the call. And so I did. And again, it totally spoke to me. And then she made it super easy by scholarshiping me to come. And I came in October, and I had a really incredible transformational experience here, both with Amanda and with Jamie facilitating. And so I signed up to do the coaching, and I'm kind of halfway through. Then as soon as I flew back, like I had this inspiration, like, oh, I have to work with Amanda. It's time. I really have to step into this space, not just to heal my money, whatever had come up with my money stuff, but also because like I said, I work because I want to, and it's not even that. It's like I'm being called to do something, right? And so I have to show up and do that. And so she's really helping me kind of get clear about what that is and moving into this idea of being a teacher of spirituality and divine feminine and owning that. And even though I don't exactly know what that means, it's still in process. It's exciting. So.
Yep.
Oh, and my favorite thing about working with Amanda, and I actually told her this yesterday. So when I came in October, I was pretty much like, yeah, I'm going to go because I know I'm being guided to go there, but I really don't think she's my coach.
You didn't think I was your coach?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was, because I wanted somebody who was like, here's what you need to do.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
okay.
And after being here for 3 days, I realized that you were what I needed because I am a really out-of-the-box person, because my whole life has been about my spiritual journey, and because Amanda could relate to that, I realized that I had to have a coach who could understand me and kind of see this broader vision of who I was, kind of similar to what Jamie does. Like, I'm not a typical entrepreneur in that regard. So I needed that, and then I also needed, obviously, the kick in the butt sometimes, and clarity and all that good stuff, which she provides.
And you also wrote your book.
Oh yeah, right. Forgot
And
about that.
She's so just, they don't remember the things they've done. So you finished your book, which was a goal
Right,
you've had
so
for a
I've-
long time.
Right. I finished. Yeah. I actually. That's a long story, but
I can just kind of give
redid
some
my
bullet
memoir.
points.
Yep.
We can give some bullet points.
Yes.
So she
Finished that.
How about
my first draft.
Yeah,
Go
you
for it.
finished your book, which is a big deal. She's going to be a published author, not self-published, but picked up by a major publication. Yes, and that's massive. And you have also, you got visible. She didn't want to be visible. She hated social media. Now you have an assistant, and you've got these things set up.
I do.
And you even got visible and did a video.
Yes, and I'll do more. I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I'm going to do more.
And you sold
kind of excited now.
properties, and you're like clearing
Oh,
up
yeah.
her life and moving.
Right,
She's
and that was a
amazing.
big part of, I forgot to say, so I came home and then I thought, oh my God, why did I sign up for this program now? I'm moving, I have all this stuff, I have to finish, I have to close out my whole life where I am. And then, so it was like, but I'm the kind of person that if I sign up for something, I want to maximize it. So I just had to sort of suck it up and say, okay, Shakti, well, you are Shakti, so just do it all. And so I've been shutting down my life, which includes, selling
Yeah.
properties, and I live in a very large house, which I'm graced to live in.
Yeah.
And then also doing all this other work. So it's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Congrats. Is this helpful for you all to hear these stories? Good. Good. We've got Denise.
I am Denise Wellick-Peterson. I am a certified personal trainer. I have been a fitness trainer for 14 years. I work one-on-one with people, and I've done it for 14 years in Minnesota. That looks a lot like this blizzardy stuff we've been having for the last couple days.
She's happy about that.
I am, because I did not want to leave this room because it was snowing outside.
Yep. Sorry about that.
But I have extreme pain in the wintertime. Like, my legs get very, very cold. It's painful. And my kids have graduated from high school, and I've had this dream. I want to move to an island, very southern, very Caribbean. And I've worked with coaches over the last few years, here 6 months, there 6 months, and realized that I still wasn't any closer to where I wanted to be. I was still working one-on-one with people. I didn't know what to do. Something had to change. I need to go to the Caribbean. And follow lots of people on Facebook and came to find Amanda through somebody else. Like Shakti, got on a phone call. And what drew me to Amanda was her woo-woo-esqueness. I'm a big believer in the spiritual. It's not all about, here, you got to do this, this, and this, although she's very good at that, and I really appreciate that too. I also appreciate that I can talk about the spiritual side of things and how my soul feels about it, and that it's not just all about squats and push-ups, even if Jillian thinks so. She seriously left me in a push-up and didn't tell me she was done. Just so you know, that's your diva portrait session.
Yeah. For a physical trainer, it's on brand.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in working with Amanda, I have gotten out of a gym that I've been in for 12 years. In the transition to gyms, it's such a better place. The owner is in such a better place, a more helpful place to me. As soon as I made that release, I manifested new clients as well as bringing old clients with me. And then in the last few days with the whole mastermind group, lest you think that part's not important, we sat in this room, and what I couldn't see 3 days ago, thanks to a lot of these women in this room, there's a plan. There's okay, let's go to Curacao, let's check this out. This is how we clean things up at home to make this happen. And now I actually feel good about all my passwords being, well, I'm not going to tell you, but anyway, but that we're going to the Caribbean this year, that it's going to happen. And
That's
there's a
why you
plan.
hired me. You're like, I am going to the Caribbean next year. And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, you are. And you wanted to create an online virtual business as a trainer so she could relocate out of the freezing cold Minnesota winters and go down there.
Yes.
And she's doing it. You do videos, you show up, you hadn't done videos for years. Now she's like a video every day. You should follow her. She has fun workouts and just awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay. And invite us down to the Caribbean in the middle of April to get out of Utah. Hello, Gina.
Hello, I'm Gina Van Leeuwen. I'm a wellness speaker, author, and coach. And Amanda and I have known each other for probably about, 5 or 6 years now when I first moved here. But just to give you a quick little context, so I've been doing health coaching for over 10 years. And about 4-ish years ago, I was talent scouted by a local supplement company. And they asked me if I wanted to come work for them as their director of nutrition. Long story short, I ended up doing that. Immediately catapulted me into a 6-figure income, but I got to learn inside the supplement industry, which was really important to my health coaching business. So great opportunity, but I left my business like everything. I finished up with the clients I had, left my list, left all my tools, everything. Also left my issues that I had around money and receiving in that space. But I picked them right back up when I came back into my business about this time last year. So I've been about 1 year back into my business, started off strong and then just tanked. I was trying to get into Facebook advertising, spent a lot of money on that, and was not bringing any money really into my business. And Amanda and I ran into each other at a concert, 10,000 Maniacs. It was really awesome. And she said, hey, I'm having this event. And I was like, oh, come. And I wasn't thinking about myself. I was just actually like, oh, I want to see what Amanda's up to and support her. And then I came and I was like, oh, man, I got some shiz to work on. I need to make some things happen. So I ended up working with her. We had kind of a heart-to-heart on that. And the person that she spoke about yesterday that was angry with her, that was me. And I wasn't really angry with her. I was angry about the situation because things weren't working because I was really fighting against something that wasn't right in my life, and I had a lot of inner work to do. And it's so interesting because I coach other people, and I was doing the same thing I coach my clients to not do, which is to try to swim upstream, and you just don't have to do that. But that's why we have coaches, right? Is because we can't always see our own stuff. So one day I woke up and I'm like, what am I doing? This is crazy. So I was like, okay, she really is an amazing person. She's so kind and loving and nurturing and patient. So I know she sensed some frustration with me, and she's a very patient person. Gives you action, but helps you really dig in deep. And but I was like, I need to get to work. So I went back and I started like re-listening to calls, re-going through all the notes that we went through. I was looking back yesterday to the goals that I created 6 months ago, and I had wanted to have 10 one-on-one clients within 1 year, and I have 8 now in 6 months. So that's really great progress for me. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you for showing up, doing the hard work, and showing up for yourself. Thank you. What a beautiful success panel. Inspirational, right? Can we get I'm sure you've gotten plenty of photos, but I think what we could do is stand up. We'll stand up, you guys applaud us, and as you guys are applauding, I just want everyone up here to just really receive your success, and then after that, then I'm gonna share some fun things with you, okay? Okay, so we're gonna get a photo, and you can celebrate all of these women and see yourself up here next year.